Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-379-2206. That's 1-800-379-2206.
Liquidations of former hotel casinos don't always draw people from around the country, but it does when it's a former Trump casino. Here's more.
Hundreds of bargain hunters descended on the Taj on Thursday, the first day of the sale. They gravitated towards lamps, mirrors, TVs, anything you could grab for under $100.
I got the poker chairs because they have the Taj logo on the back.
Noticeably absent, any items with the Trump name on it. The president had once called the place the eighth wonder of the world. Now it's being gutted by new owners who plan to open it next Memorial Day as a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Sarah Lee Kessler, New Jersey.
The Midsummer Showcase for Major League Baseball, the All-Star Game coming up next week with some fans already enjoying the benefits of it. Here's more.
The Midsummer Classic is Tuesday night, but fans from all over already enjoying the experience of FanFest, featuring autograph stations, interactive experiences, and more. Rob from Orlando saw the All-Star Game in Kansas City a few years back. Now he's looking forward to having it here in South Florida.
Just do all the different things that they got going on at the FanFest and, the Home Run Derby. We got our guy in there.
Of course, the Royals won the World Series shortly after hosting the All-Star Game, and local fans are hoping things can change for the Marlins going forward as well. At MLB's All-Star FanFest, Mike Marechko, Miami Beach, Florida.
Tens of thousands of jellyfish invading the waters of Monterey Harbor in Northern California. Officials at Monterey Bay Aquarium call them a welcome sight after being missing for 4 years. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-521-9579 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-521-9579 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-521-9579. That's 1-800-521-9579. Again, 1-800-521-9579.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
What is happening? Good Saturday morning. Welcome to the weekend. We are back for the next couple of hours. It's your Garden Buddies right here on Garden America. I'm Bryan, Maine, along with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Facebook live streaming right now. Go to our Facebook page. If you're already there, you can chit-chat with each other, ask us questions, make comments. You can also hit John up at gardenamerica.com. That's John at gardenamerica.com. And I do believe we're still using the phone every now and then at 855-424
phones. Who has phones?
9825. Again, that's 855-424-9825. Hope you had a good week. Here in San Diego, as we broadcast live from the iHeart Studios in sunny, hot, humid San Diego, California. We're not used to the humidity. The heat, yes, but a little bit humid, right, Tiger?
No, I was thinking we're broadcasting from a beach in Hawaii.
It does feel that way.
It's 80 degrees, 80% humidity, and sunny outside. I'm loving it.
Yeah, you know what, though? Humidity is better when you're really on vacation. when you live where it's hot and humid, it's a little different.
I always think about that whenever I am on vacation, and I see the guys trimming the trees, mowing the lawns, raking, sweeping. I'm like, oh, when I do that, in downtown San Diego, and people see us walking around a property and maintaining it, and I see them in their Bermuda shorts and flip-flops going through, and I'm like, they're on vacation, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Well, hi, John. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I think I am anyway.
You look a little tanned.
I don't mind the humidity. You know, I like the humidity at night.
That's where you're from, because you're from Michigan.
Yeah, but, you know, like Tiger mentions, when you're on vacation in those tropical areas, the nighttime humidity is so comfortable.
It is.
And in the San Diego area, it gets cold at night, you know, because we're desert. And you need a jacket or you need a long shirt or something at night. And I just like being able to walk through and be comfortable. But, you know, when you throw 95 to 100 degrees on top of the 80% humidity, I see what you're saying.
And people throughout the Midwest and back east, you know, you guys are crybabies out there in San Diego. And I guess we are to some degree. We have a 3 to 4 degree tolerance, and that's it. So a little humidity, but everything is coming up. Roses in my garden. Roses, I guess, love the humidity. John, what's going on?
All plants pretty much love the humidity, especially tropicals. Humidity in roses, though, can be a problem because there's diseases that we normally don't have in California because our climate's too dry. But when you've got humidity, you have a better chance for mildew and rust and even black spot. But it's just a few days here in San Diego, so it'll disappear.
Then we'll get down to the mid-80s, hopefully. So
far, the 5 camellias that I transplanted.
Oh, yes, the ones that never have survived ever.
Are still alive.
Okay.
But I've been pushing the HB 101 on them.
So maybe that's the trick.
Maybe, we'll see. There's a couple, I would say 3 of the 5 do not look happy, but they are still alive.
All right.
And they still have their leaves. The other 2 can't even tell they moved. They look perfect.
Nice.
Now, bougainvillea is another one that doesn't like to be transplanted or moved either.
Oh, bougainvillea hate to be.
Terrible. Yeah, right. Your chances of survival.
We used to, you know, we're going to be talking to Fausto Palafox, who's going to be our guest this morning.
Any relation to Tiger?
Yes, he's Tiger's dad.
Ah, very good.
But one of the things that we're going to talk to him about one of the things we're going to talk about is the change that's occurred over the last 30, 40 years in the gardening industry. And you bring up bougainvillea.
Right.
And when we used to sell bougainvillea back in the 70s, in the 80s, they would come in, as we talked a few weeks ago, in metal cans. And you would have to slice the can
to get it out of there.
To get it out of there. But we used to tell people on bougainvillea, we'll slice the can for you, but take it home and put the can in the ground.
The whole thing.
Yeah, don't take it out of the can because it was almost certain death. They didn't have a root system that would bind together. It was really loose. The other thing that would kill them was, and you'd have to yell at the stock boys that were unloading trucks all the time, don't grab the bougainvillea by the stake.
Yeah.
Because they grab them and then the next day you'd go out and you would, if you got in 30 bougainvillea, there'd be like 6 or 7 that were all wilted.
You know, last couple of weekends we talked about my ficus that is planted rather close to the house. And you thought it was right next to the house.
Right.
You said it's got to be at least 8 to 10 feet away.
Right.
So every day I come home and I go, it's about 8 feet. It's about 9 feet. I think I'm okay. But now you've got me really, it's top of mind right now. Excuse me. But I think it's far enough away. But at some point, something will have to be done.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Well, I keep looking, keep measuring it.
I had that one Ficus benjamina right outside my patio door. And I don't know if you remember it. When you came over a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't there anymore because we had taken it out and extended the patio. But that was starting to go into any walkways that were nearby.
Did you see it lifting up or cracking?
Right, and I think it also ruined my septic system.
The new one you put in?
No, the old one.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The new one's working fine.
Okay.
Everything's draining the way it should be.
Beautiful. It is 12 minutes after the hour. Back for our Saturday edition, Facebook Live. You can also call us at 855-424-9825. Zach will put you on the air. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com here on Biz Talk Radio. John's got the quote of the week. And with the time we have, we'll get to Fausto Palafox, your dad here coming up. John, the quote.
Yeah, the quote is from May Sarton, and she was an American poet and writer. And she said, actually she was born in England but then moved to the U.S. She said, everything that slows us down and forces patience Everything that sets us back into the slow circles of nature is a help. Gardening is an instrument of grace.
Beautiful.
You got to remember while you're gardening, you're supposed to forget your problems, relax.
That's right.
Maybe sweat a little bit.
People often point out that God was the first person to plant a garden.
Often point that out.
Yeah.
Often.
You should put that sign on your
That should be
nursery.
next week's quote.
Exactly. So you had a good week, Tiger. Did you have any special projects you were working on?
Yeah, not garden related. We're building a deck on our property, but we're building it within these pine trees. So it's almost like a giant tree house. It's a lot of fun.
You ought to build a tree house.
I know, I should.
I mean, a nice one. Indoors.
I can see Isaac in a treehouse. I don't know.
Oh, boy. Huh? Climbing that ladder.
Better wait a few years.
Yeah, right.
Well, Isaac, we're talking about your son, obviously, who's two, who looks like a little Hulk.
Yeah, everything he does is boyish.
Gosh, really, such a boy.
Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you look at the newsletter this week?
I glanced at it, did not look at it thoroughly, except I did see the leaf that you found that was from your garden.
I wrote a little article about the snowflake tree, or the snowflake aurelia, and it almost looks like, if you look at the picture in the newsletter, it looks like that was photoshopped. Mm-hmm. And I've had people say that, but I just pulled that off a leaf. The reason I thought of taking it and writing the article was that, have you ever sold those plants at your nursery?
No.
The plant had grown so fast in the ground that I had topped it at about, because it was a single stem, I topped it at about 10 feet, and then it forked and put out 2 branches that again were going up into the ficus tree that it was growing under, so I just cut those off. And I'm just surprised at how hardy that plant is. So took a picture of it and put it up.
What isn't doing well in your backyard? What are you concerned with besides what you just transplanted?
He has that one.
See, he's got to think about
it. There was the dead yew. You were bummed about that. Remember the
dead yew? The podocarpus.
Yeah, the podocarpus that you had.
Yeah, that's gone now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you tried to transplant
That was the rarest plant in my yard. It was a podocarpus.
It's even more rare now.
Yeah, that was from Japan, and it's even rare in Japan. But, yep, it's gone. Now, I don't know if everything is doing well. The things that I'm having problems with is I have a few roses that I'm trying to save that, are marginal, but they were saved from cuttings to begin with. And the one I'm concerned with right now is a rose called Catherine Cookson. And it just put out a bloom. It's really pretty, but the plant is only about 6 inches tall. This nice hybrid flower on it.
Only 6 inches?
6 inches.
Yeah. But I put HB 101 on it along with that Fox Farm fertilizer, the Grow Big.
Uh-huh.
And that stuff is just crazy. Hey, you know what else is doing well is the Kenyan lion's tail.
Oh, yeah.
I've got you asked me if it reseeded itself.
Right.
It's coming up from seeds everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I was wondering if I should pot those up and maybe we should sell them online.
Let's do it. I've got to get some HB 101 as well.
Oh,
we're going to take a break. Coming back with Fausto Palafox. Questions, comments at 855-424-9825. John at GardenAmerica.com. Or if you're on Facebook watching us live, post your questions, comments right there. Biz Talk Radio, Saturday with Garden America. Taking a break. We are coming right back. Stay with us. A lot of fun coming your way.
According to a recent survey from Liberty Mutual Insurance, 1 in 3 Americans are planning to or recently completed exterior upgrades to their home. But is your outdoor space ready for company? DIY handyman Chip Wade has teamed up with Liberty Mutual Insurance to offer some tips on boosting your home's appeal and value.
Before guests arrive to your next outdoor celebration, it's important to set up your home for summer success. For outdoor parties, make sure your house is equipped with proper outdoor lighting that will look great and prevent your guests from taking an unwanted tumble. Check your yard for all signs of damage, including hanging tree limbs that may come loose during the next storm. Check your deck or play equipment for rust, new sharp edges, or exposed screws. If you're planning on a major renovation, don't forget to check in with your insurance company, as significant upgrades may increase the value of your home and the need to reevaluate coverage. For additional tips on home maintenance and protection, visit libertymutual.com/master this.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your gardening needs. From plants to people, active growth requires requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a natural, slow, and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit Mosquito Dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1769, 855-325-1769. That's 855-325-1769.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Thank you so much for joining us, spending part of your weekend with us here, Garden America with Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. It is exactly 22 minutes after the hour. Happy Saturday, by the way, here from Biz Talk Radio, 855-424-9825. John at gardenamerica.com. We're also, of course, on Facebook Live, questions, comments. As we toss it over to Tiger now, who's going to introduce a very special guest, and this should be very interesting.
Well, you know, this guest this morning is the man who taught me everything I know, or as he pointed out already on Facebook Live, lack thereof knowledge that I have regarding the nursery and plants and industry. My father, Fausto Palafox. Good morning, Dad.
How you doing, Ty? Good morning, John. Good morning, Bryan.
Hey, good morning,
Hey,
Fausto. Great to have you on for the first time. This is going to be fun to hear your son talk to you, ask questions, and maybe have you correct a few things.
Well, we were just talking, Fausto. I don't know if you heard about.
You want to clear your throat, John?
There
you go. Yeah, beautiful.
We were just talking about how in the old days when we used to have to cut the metal cans on the bougainvillea, we used to tell people, just plant the can and everything in the ground. Don't try to get it out of there. And I thought it would be fun. I was telling Tiger, there's been a lot of changes in the nursery industry over the last 30, 40 years. And then maybe we could talk about some of those today.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was the official can cutter on weekends at the nursery I worked at. They would line up 30, 40 cans at a time, and it was my job to sit there and split the cans.
Last week we were also talking about, I think it was that sweet pea fertilizer from
Yeah.
Organo.
Yeah.
And you brought up something that I hadn't thought about, but every fall we would get in a bulk order of sweet pea seeds, and we would put them in a brandy snifter or something like that.
Yeah, that was the Burpee Seed Company.
Yeah.
Burpee Seed Company.
And you'd sell them by the shot glass full, right?
And then when they're done with the season, the old nurseryman would sit around afterwards and have shots of something else.
Exactly.
Same shot.
That was their goal, to make sure they emptied it.
The reason why they were brandy, snifter, and shot glasses wasn't because they didn't have the proper scoops. It's that's the materials that the nurseryman had in their nursery at any given time for their drinks, and they just happen to not want to go buy new containers, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I wonder why why sweet peas aren't as big a deal. Because you always plant them in October when it's going into the rainy season. So it's not like they require a lot of extra water.
Yeah.
I think it has to do more with everybody nowadays is more into the instant. I mean, we do sell a lot of sweet peas, but they're sold as in 6-packs, already starts, or they're in gallon containers already in bloom. So that whole process of watching them grow, I think it's from an older time. Nowadays, it's more of an instant gratification.
Yeah, Fausto, you bring up a good point. People, if they do buy seeds or buy something that's starting to become established, they want results right away. They want to know how big it's going to get and how quick it's going to grow for the most part, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's our culture today.
Yeah.
The results have to be right there.
And
even the bulb industry has gone through some changes. We don't nearly sell the amount of bulbs, especially in the spring, that we used to years ago. But everybody grows those things in pots now. So when you get them in, they're all in bloom and ready to go.
And you can't speed that bulb process up. It's got to be, 3 months cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it depends what the bulbs are. But, I was just thinking as Fausto was talking about this, people I guess they don't care about buying a dahlia bulb for $1.99 or $2.99. They'd rather buy the plant in bloom for $15 to $20.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's always been the philosophy. It's all about the color. And so when you can have a plant that's already growing and showing color and presenting itself, it's a lot different than buying a thing that looks like a yam, and then having to rely on, hopefully it comes up.
I wonder if that's uniquely an American experience. And the reason I ask that question is that I remember going to New Zealand. Now, this was about 20 years ago, so things may have changed there too. But 20 years ago in California, color packs were the big new item, because we went from pony packs and everybody wanted bigger plants in full bloom. But I went to New Zealand, and they had what they were selling for bedding plants was seedlings that had barely germinated, and if anything did put on a flower, they threw it out.
because
they
felt
thought
it was
too
far
better
along.
for the plant to transplant it at a young stage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I remember some of the nurseries here in San Diego would have seed flats of marigolds or whatever, and you would buy the little cluster, and that was common. I mean, I remember, if you recall, John, we used to get field-grown pansies.
Oh,
They would actually bring them out of the fields, the muddy fields, and they would bring them in like giant strawberry baskets, and we would sell them for peanuts, basically.
As long as you sold them quickly.
So, absolutely.
You couldn't water those things, and if they came in and it got too hot or too dry, they were goners.
So it's funny because it kind of sounds like, for the most part, we've gone to more of an instant gratification. We don't wait. You know, not nobody, but the bare root industry is kind of going away because they'd rather buy the rose in bloom or the fruit tree with fruit on it. You know, plants are getting bigger, they're getting more instant. But then you can look at the other side from the fertilizer standpoint, and I definitely am speaking for California, and I don't know about the rest of the country, but they're switching over to organic, where it's more of a slow process feeding. It's more of a process where you're actually taking care of the plants and the soil, growing them healthy, where in the past, the strong thing was synthetic fertilizers like Super Bloom or, you know, the Nitro King, you know, the real fast acting fertilizers, but they found, you know, or they're finding there's either wasted fertilizer or it's not making the plants as healthy. So it's kind of an interesting thing that on one end, we're looking for more instant, but on the other end, we're actually then when we get them home, growing them in a slower process. So, you know, Dad, one of the things I wanted to ask was regarding the synthetic fertilizers. When we get back from the break, will be what kind of things have evolved, and, you know, is it better for the industry, or do you think that we should go back to kind of more synthetic fertilizers down the road?
We'll address that when we come back. Thank you so much for being with us, Fausto Palafox. And again, questions, you can give us a call at 855-424-9825. We're going to step aside, take a break. It is 30 minutes after the hour.
Starting a business can be tough, but getting the word out about your business through a great website can be even tougher. That's why you need SpotOnWebsite.com. At SpotOnWebsite.com, you can register your company's domain name and even build your website overnight. It's fast, easy, and most of all, it's sure to fit your budget. SpotOnWebsite.com has a wide range of internet products and solutions to make the most of your website, even on a small business budget. Log on today and see for yourself at SpotOnWebsite.com.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
I have to get to sleep.
Tom had a stressful day, and now he can't shut down at bedtime.
Need sleep.
To fall asleep fast, millions of people turn to Unisom sleep gels. They're non-habit forming and quickly help you sleep soundly so you wake recharged. Tom? Unisom sleep gels. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-351-1453. That's 1-800-351-1453. Again, 1-800-351-1453.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We're being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal. We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who will get the IRS off your back.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Call Tax Solutions now. Time is running out.
Call 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166.
Hi, I'm Joan London. If you're worried about your parent or loved one living alone, like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service.
Finding an apartment that was on the courtyard with the view of the trees, the view of the ducks, the stream, the creek, all of that, that was what I needed.
You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. Here's the number.
To speak to a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-506-0320. That's 800-506-0320.
A Place for Mom is a free service, and you can trust them to help you. So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
To speak to a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-506-0320. That's 800-506-0320.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show. Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Minutes after the hour, back here on your Saturday morning. Garden America. Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Follow us on Facebook. Watch us on Facebook. Our live stream happening right now. You can also call us 855-424-9825. Also, John at gardenamerica.com as we continue with Tiger's dad, Fausto Palafox, who's with us, giving us a little bit of a history lesson on the gardening industry. A lot in common between John and your dad.
You know, we were talking going into the break about one of the new trends towards organic gardening, and there was a question on Facebook about that, wondering where it was headed. So we can get into that. Also, I wanted to mention that one of the Facebook listeners, Tony, mentioned that two of her favorite nurserymen were on the show today. So
well, that's very nice.
I'm not sure who she's referring to. I think you and I, Bryan.
Yeah, obviously, I'm the nursery guy here, apparently. But yeah, thank you. And again, post your questions, comments on Facebook. In fact, John, you were addressing that very same thing with a question right on Facebook.
Yeah. So, Tiger, what do you think of Fausto? Yeah, at the moment, I don't care what Tiger thinks. But you've seen it, the trend go from strictly chemical fertilizers and pesticides to more organic, and do you see that continuing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I took over the nursery here in Mission Hills, we were probably, 80 or 90% synthetic in the area of pesticides and fertilizers. And today, we're probably about 80% organic as it relates to all those products. Now, we didn't do that because we're geniuses. I just wanted to be a good neighbor, and I felt that I sprayed the nursery one day with malathion years ago, and everybody was complaining that I was walking by. So I said, I better not use this stuff anymore. However, this trend has continued to evolve over time as the population has changed. They're more concerned about synthetic products versus organic, and so I think it's a long ways. Part of it also has to do with the fact that regulations have basically taken off many of the chemicals that we used to use. I remember spraying chlordane and chlorethane throughout the nursery without anything on, no mask, no protection. Nowadays, you don't even hear about that stuff. So the regulations have helped in that respect, and then the people are more aware, especially when it comes to the food, as to what they're ingesting. And so I think it's a very good thing overall. I think it's an excellent way, because you guys were talking a little bit about organics. Basically, the whole philosophy on organics is you feed the soil. By having a healthy soil, you're going to have healthy results. And that's been the approach that we have taken here at Mission Hills.
Yeah, one of the examples we always use is that if you go into a tropical rainforest or go into the redwood forest, you see lush green everywhere, but there's
nobody there fertilizing.
Yeah, there's nobody going by with a fertilizer spreader. So if you can keep the soil healthy, the plants are going to take care of themselves. I agree 100%. The other thing,
if you've ever noticed,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you've ever noticed the garden, if you ever notice many of the gardens out there, if you go to some of the residents here in Mission Hills, they take very good care of their properties. If you look in the soil and there's an abundance of earthworms, that's a sign of a healthy soil. Whereas if you go to areas where you hardly see any of that stuff, right away you know that you have to build up that soil because the nutrients aren't there.
Fausto, I do potscaping. I have a small patio, so I have nothing that's really in the ground. And I guess you bring up earthworms. I do see a lot of earthworms in my pots, in and around my patio. So obviously what you're saying is that is a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That shows how organic your soils are, that if they're crawling out of the ground and going into your pots.
Yeah, they love it. They're all over the place. And I say that's a good thing.
Hey, so Dad, one other thing that I wanted to chat with you about regarding kind of how things have evolved was the growing the food. You just mentioned a lot of people are starting to grow plants and kind of be able to consume them. And a lot of people are looking for those plants that don't just produce a flower and are pretty in the yard, but maybe actually produce a product like a citrus tree or blueberry bush. In the years that you've been in the industry, I see nowadays we have 120 varieties of tomato out on our tables during the tomato season. Has that always been the case, or have we gone more boutique-y, specific varieties in when it comes to edible plants than we used to? Or, back in the day, was it more simple where you just had beefsteak, Better Boy, tomatoes, Brandywine tomatoes out there? What do you think?
Well, we've always had varieties. I mean, the nursery industry is good for the introduction of new products every season. I think they've gone more to some extent. But if you really think about agriculture and horticulture, our industry is agricultural driven. Okay, the agriculture industry drives a lot of the things that happen in our industry. The beauty about agriculture is that because it is a monoculture, they grow one thing or another, and they grow it in huge quantities. That if one guy gets sick, they all get sick. And the beauty that's occurring in our industry, which is the fact that diversity, today's customer is more aware of that diversity, and they're concerned about the pesticides and chemicals used in the industry, in the agriculture industry. So, what a lot of the little farmers and little guys began to do was diversify their selection, whether it was roses, whether it's vegetables, edibles, etc. And so consequently, it's a benefit to all of us because it provides a ton of diversity within the populace, within the population of people growing food, and all that is beneficial because it just gives us a wide variety of product to choose from.
And so, when you say we're driven by agriculture, do you kind of think that, more or less in the future, we're going to still continue this idea that, having these unique plants, or do you think down the road we might go back to more single strain plants?
No, I mean, you can take a look at Europe. I mean, John, you're more familiar with Europe than I am, but the continued development of plants and colors and selection and so on is never ending, and that's part of the industry. If our industry does not provide the diversity of plant material out there, we'll die, because people expect, it's just like clothing and fashion. Every season brings on a new collection of something. It's a dress, a tomato's a tomato, but everybody wants the newest tomato, okay? And so you're always going to have the diversity and the evolution occurring. I mean, I think one of the, we had that grafted tomato with the potato underneath and the tomato up above. I mean, those are novelty things, but for the most part, when it comes to the evolution, Bryan, you plant everything in pots. So obviously the vegetables that have to come about are container type vegetables that one can easily grow on a patio and not have it take over your patio.
Right.
So, the evolution of that kind of stuff has to occur. So I don't ever see it going down. I think the how do I say it? They took the genie out of the bottle, and now it's just a lot of diversity. I mean, San Diego has well over 5,000 farms, the largest in the nation, and that's a huge number. And they're providing all kinds of fun and unique and different kinds of vegetables and edibles that consumers are asking for.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to ask, I know it's a topic that we really don't have time to get totally into, but a little bit of a philosophical question on how the industry changed. I know that, well, I don't even have time to get the question out, but after the break I will.
After the break. And then we'll wrap things up with Fausto Palafox. Still time for your questions, comments, right there on Facebook Live as you watch us this morning. You can chat with each other, chat with us, questions, comments, or John at gardenamerica.com, and also 855-424-9825 as we continue and wrap up our conversation with Fausto Palafox. Along with Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main. We're going to step aside, take a break. This is Garden America.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-595-6619. That's 800-595-6619. Again, 800-595-6619.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit mosquito dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Are you struggling with addiction or alcohol problems? If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-547-6533. 800-547-6533.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Call now for hope and help with proven dental recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
The Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-547-6533. 800-547-6533. 800-547-6533.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month, based on what you can afford to pay. One quick 10-minute call could help you solve your student loan problems. So call right now. Not available in all states. Payments may vary based on income.
800-685-0129. 800-685-0129. 800-685-0129. That's 800-685-0129.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said?
It is our final segment for hour number one, 52 minutes after the hour, 8 minutes from the top, with news coming up on many of these affiliates. At 855-424-9825, John at GardenAmerica.com. Hope you're joining us and watching us on Facebook Live. You can post your questions and comments right there as well. Here on Biz Talk Radio, as we get back and wrap things up with Fausto Palafox.
Yeah, we're running out of time, so we are going to have to close. But Fausto, I just wanted a quick comment about, we were talking about how the industry had changed to where people want immediate gratification. And I'm wondering, a lot of this change I see began to occur when the box stores came into being. And I'm wondering, do you think that some of this change is caused by what the box stores have done, or did the box stores recognize a need out there that independents weren't fulfilling?
I think the latter, John. I think one thing we realized early on years ago was that we were getting stomped by the box stores back then because we were talking about how we knew stuff. We knew our product and so on and so forth.
Right.
Yet we weren't providing the needs for that they immediately needed. Plus, the thing that really hit us over the head was the issue of pricing, and we were not being competitive enough in the pricing area. But those individuals that are able to change, I love it when a box store comes into town because they immediately upset the apple cart, and people finally learn to come around. And if you have your, as they say, your ducks in a row at your own business, they will continue to shop you over the long haul. You're never going to beat them on price, and I think it's foolish to try to compete on price. But you can do it in many other different ways. I mean, if you really think about it, the industry is built by having new suppliers primarily first enter the mom and pop stores because we established those individuals. Eventually, they have to grow and they leave us. Scott's is a good example. I mean, they're in all the box stores, but initially, they always start out with the independents because we're able to sell the product. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's we work in tandem, I guess is the better way to put it. I never fear a competitor like that. I mean, I welcome them.
Yeah, I used to say that if I opened up a garden center, I would want to open up right next to a Home Depot. Because they would they would do all the advertising, bring in all the traffic, and I would just make sure I carried 80% of my product line would be stuff they didn't carry.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
actually,
absolutely.
stuff that is a little bit better product sometimes too. So
yeah. Well, I agree with you, Fausto. I think that they did recognize a demand that was there that the independents didn't recognize. I remember. I'll never forget this quote from a nursery manager one time who said that when I mentioned to them that, hey, people want this product, you need to carry it. And their comment was, we tell the people what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I go, oh, okay.
That's essentially.
I think they're going to tell you where they're going to shop.
Yeah,
that's essentially what happened to the car industry many, many years ago. And look what happened. The Asian cars are now, big and better.
Exactly right. All the
and now we're playing catch up. Yeah.
All the executives from Ford's and GM used to look out at the parking lots out their office buildings and say, what are you talking about? Everybody's still driving American cars. It's all their own cars.
Absolutely.
Well, Fausto, we thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be on the show today. We really enjoyed it. We'll have to have you back again. Maybe we'll have you fill in for Tiger when he's on vacation.
And the next time we talk to you, we want to hear about Tiger's childhood.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
it was
Dad.
fantastic going down memory lane. Keep up the good work, and we need educational shows like yourself out there. So keep up the good work, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, 56 minutes after, just a very few minutes until we take our top of the hour break with news coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio affiliates. John, what's happening at GardenAmerica.com, John? Besides that great website that we have, anything people should be aware of?
Oh, I was looking at the comments on Facebook and
You
not
were
paying
distracted.
attention to you.
That's okay.
Well, Kathy Pearson said, hey, guys. So, hey back at you, Kathy.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying, Kathy.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way.
And then Dana commented, great bumper music.
No, she liked the fact that I'm getting more into the 80s today, probably. Hey, by the way, we should wish Kathy's husband a very happy birthday, by the way. So happy birthday to you, Hank.
Hey.
Coming up mid-July.
Nice. Always nice to have a summer birthday.
And if you're having a birthday today, then happy birthday to you, too.
Yeah. And Deborah made a comment, too, that she lives in a big city and she doesn't have access to in-ground growing.
Mm-hmm.
So similar to your situation, Brian. where a lot of it has to be done in containers.
Yep. And, boy, it's crowded out there.
Do you remember when we were in Monaco?
Yes.
And we were overlooking some of the townhomes, and on the roofs of building there were trees and
yes,
like parks,
huge trees too.
Yeah.
Yes, up 10, 12 stories.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Right, and there was the same thing there. There was no ground to plant
because they're so
anything
crowded.
in.
I mean, they've really built it up so
Right.
much. There's just no place to put it.
And some of those old towns, like remember Assisi in Italy?
Yep.
There wasn't a bit of dirt anywhere.
No.
Not a blade of grass.
Well, same thing can be said about Venice. When you walk through Venice, it's all bricks.
But there was a lot of water.
A lot of water, absolutely.
But the thing about those towns is you saw plants everywhere. There was just nothing in the ground. There were pots hanging out windows, planter boxes.
I was going to say, it's amazing sometimes when you're walking through an alley and the whole side of the building is planter boxes
Right.
and hanging plants just covering the whole side of the building.
Right, or pots on the ground.
All right, that's going to do it for hour number one. Do stay with us. More Facebook fun coming up as we continue to broadcast live on Facebook. Hour number two coming up at 6 minutes after. Get online, 855-424-9825, or John at GardenAmerica.com, and, of course, Facebook as well. Here on Biz Talk Radio, Garden America coming back at 6 minutes after. Stay with us.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
USA Radio News with Jason Wirt.
I'm not going to speculate about that future situation. We'll address it as it comes. The question is absolutely valid, but we'll address this one step at a time.
Defense Secretary James Mattis, talking to reporters about the North Korean situation, says despite the launch of an ICBM, he doesn't believe North Korea has quite brought us closer to war.
I do not believe this capability in itself brings us closer to war because the President's been very clear and Secretary of State's been very clear that we are leading with diplomatic and economic efforts.
Violent riots again breaking out outside the G20 summit in Germany with reporters caught inside the fray.
Once again, it appears that the police are using smoke bombs, tear gas, more reinforcements arriving.
German police officials would not say if any officers had to be hospitalized like they were after the first day of protests. USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wade Alaroot for Pre-1933.com. I've been the single biggest BBB backer, believer, and buyer of gold for over 15 years. Gold was $300 per ounce when I started buying. Today it's over $1,200. But now I found a better way to buy gold. All those other firms are selling gold bullion. It's not rare, it's not proven, and they have a huge markup because they've commissioned salesmen. I have found the Uber of gold. This company, Pre-1933.com, will forever change the way gold is sold. Pre-1933.com is a wholesaler of pre-1933 gold. They have no salesmen, zero commission, prices no one can compete with. All conservatives understand the whole America's in. We owe $20 trillion in debt. We all know gold is the answer. It's our insurance policy. But now you can buy your gold wholesale, just like dealers, without commission salesmen involved. Call 855-PRE-1933. That's toll free, 855-773-1933, or go to pre1933.com. You'll never buy gold from anyone else ever again.
A crazy incident on a flight to Beijing from the United States.
It happened aboard a Delta Airlines flight on Thursday evening. Delta says a passenger who was in first class assaulted an attendant about 45 minutes after the plane took off. The airline says the flight attendant and a passenger who helped restrain the attacker were taken to the hospital with injuries that are non-life-threatening. There's no word on what led up to the assault.
A strong report from the Labor Department on jobs. Here's Chris Barnes.
The report from the Labor Department shows 222,000 new jobs were created last month, quite a jump from the 138,000 that were created in May. The latest report was also above the 170,000 jobs that economists had predicted for June. While the unemployment rate did tick up 0.1% last month to 4.4%. I'm Chris Barnes.
Members of the KKK say they're going to be carrying guns to a weekend rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. A spokesman for the group says it's an open carry state. USA Radio News.
Attention all men. Did you know that bladder control problems are very common? If you or a loved one is suffering from male incontinence, please listen to this important message from Men's Liberty, because bladder control problems do not need to keep you from living an active life any longer.
Using Men's Liberty, we can go places, and I don't feel a sense of anxiety.
Best of all, costs can be covered by Medicare or private insurance. Call 888-827-7549 to receive a free week supply with your order. That's 888-827-7549. Call 888-827-7549.
After the assassination of a New York City police officer inside a mobile command center, the mayor now stepping up to protect those officers.
The chilling call for help when Minnesota's familiar was shot at point-blank range through a passenger side window in a mobile command center early Wednesday in the Bronx. She didn't stand a chance, glass shattering her head along with a bullet. But now Mayor de Blasio plans to invest $1.3 million to install bullet-resistant window inserts and door panels in those vehicles. Police cruisers already are being retrofitted. Sarah Lee Kessler, New York.
The United Nations looking to pass a resolution that would outlaw nuclear weapons.
The global treaty expected to be adopted today would outlaw developing, stockpiling, or threatening to use nuclear weapons. More than 140 countries spent 3 weeks negotiating the treaty, but none of the world's 9 nuclear-armed nations took part in the talks, and they all opposed the treaty. The nuclear powers, including the U.S., Israel, Russia, and China, say the treaty is unrealistic and won't do anything to reduce the worldwide arsenal of 15,000 nuclear weapons.
Customers using Uber will now have the opportunity to tip drivers without affecting their rating. The ride-hailing company rolled out a tipping option to strengthen its relationship with drivers. There are preset amounts of $1, $2, or $5, or you can enter a custom tip. When the driver rates the customer, they won't know if they received the tip, so tipping will not have an impact on the customer's rating on the app. USA Radio News.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-521-9579 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-521-9579 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-521-9579. That's 1-800-521-9579. Again, 1-800-521-9579.
Welcome to the Garden America radio show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
It is 7 minutes after the hour. Good afternoon to our friends on the East Coast. And for the rest of us here across the country, still a good Saturday morning. Thank you so much for making us part of your weekend. Keeping us company, your garden buddies, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan, Maine. At 855-424-9825. Also John at GardenAmerica.com. And, of course, for those of you watching us on Facebook Live, post your questions, comments there. We'll get to as many as we can. Right now, though, we are going to go to the phones as Marilyn is standing by as we open up hour number 2. Marilyn, how you doing? Thank you for calling, and I understand you have a question for Mr. John Bagnasco.
Yes. I want to ask. Hi, John. Everything I got from you is just doing great.
You know what? That's one of the reasons I love you, Marilyn.
Well, the strawberries in the grow box and the kale and the tomatoes. I don't have any yet, but looking forward to the Brandywine orange.
Well, you know, as happy as I am to hear that, I can't take credit for it. The fact that everything is doing great is probably 99% your fault. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. And I just had a blossom on the squash, the one I got from you. I forget the name.
Was it the Costata Romanesco?
That's it.
Yeah, the Italian squash.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had a beautiful blossom. I almost ate the blossom because you can do that, right? But I didn't. And now the blossom has disappeared, but I don't see a little squash. Now, would my nighttime robbers do that?
No,
That means,
you bring
animals.
up a good topic here. In Italy, Costata Romanesco is specifically grown, besides the fact that it tastes so good and is nice and meaty, but it's grown because it has more male flowers than other squash. And those flowers are sold in markets and used for cooking, for frying with an egg and breadcrumb batter. And so what you had was a male flower. The female flowers, when they open up, there's always a little squash at the base of the female flower. It's already there. If there's just
I will get those.
Yeah, if there's just a stem, that's a male flower. So that never the squash is never produced from the flower. It's always at the base of the flower, and you can easily tell. Now, on Costata Romanesco, about 40% of the flowers are going to be males. So don't worry. Eventually, you will get your squash, and like other zucchini, you'll get plenty.
Oh, great. Well, I thought the night robbers, I call that possums, whatever.
Yeah. Possums, raccoons.
Yeah.
They even wear masks.
Night robbers.
Well.
Yeah. So I have a proverb to tell John and whomever else. It's a Native American proverb. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Marilyn.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I hope you have more vegetables that I can add to my garden.
We'll try.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Okay. All right. And thank you all for being there. I really appreciate. Oh, I wanted to tell you how good Zach is for receiving your calls. He's a real good telephone operator.
Oh, that's great.
Well, thank
news.
you. Yeah, he's our director and studio coordinator and does a great job, Marilyn. He's listening right now, and I'm sure he's happy to hear that. So thank you for the compliment.
And also, I'm glad you repeated on Sunday because sometimes I miss some, and then I have another opportunity.
Well, that's nice. You never know where we're going to
Love
pop
you
up.
guys.
Thank you. Love you, Marilyn.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, some of our affiliates do replay this show on Sundays. So there you go. Also, too, we mentioned that if you go to Biz Talk Radio, you can listen to the archives, but also on Facebook, we keep them up on our Facebook page as well if you want to go back and watch and listen. At the same time, 855-424-9825, john@gardenamerica.com. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Good having Fausto on hour number 1. A lot of great information. John, speaking of emails, do we have any that you can read to us at this point in time?
No, because of FCC regulations. No way I can read them.
Well, we'll have to do something about that. Federal Communications Commission coming. John got fined heavily last year. He's
always skittish now.
Little skittish about that.
One of the things I wanted to bring up in we didn't have time to cover it, but my dad was also on the Urban Tree Council for San Diego. So they focus on the city, public lands, trees,
What they're
open
doing,
spaces,
right.
kind of regulating, if somebody builds a building, what they have to do to improve public lands elsewhere. And one of the things I was considering, and we've always learned from our past whenever it comes to planting trees, as you mentioned, ficus tree planted near your house, not always a great idea.
Too close to a sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And not only the previous generations didn't always know that. We had to experience it to understand that. And so going forward, I'm worried that if people don't kind of consider the foresight, not that trees or shrubs or these are going to do damage, but they're almost going to go so extreme where they're not going to plant large canopy trees. They're not going to, when you walk down a sidewalk now, you see small, compact trees. And it's because they don't want the sidewalk problems. They don't want the road problems. But we're losing those large specimen trees that we used to have. And they're truly cutting them down to make room for some of the things. And I'm worried that the cities and counties out there aren't going to make some space for these large trees. And it's a big problem because down the road, those trees are what are going to really save the cities to some regard as far as oxygen,
well, you've got to be
air,
educated.
shading.
It's the same thing with, HOA, homeowners associations, any place that's building a complex, or the city like you mentioned. Okay, there's a place for those trees.
Yeah.
And don't get. I think what you're saying is they just get scared off and think we can't.
They
plant
can't do
these.
anything.
They can't do anything when you really can. They just need room. First of all, know the species of the tree. Know how big the root system's going to get 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years from now. Plan accordingly, and then put the smaller trees next to sidewalks and things like that. But don't just give up the ship.
You're right.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, because people do. They get scared.
Right.
They get scared. They go, oh, ficus, never going to plant that ever.
Yeah.
It's going to ruin the piping, or it's going to pull up a sidewalk. It's like, well, there's a right place for it.
Right. Now, in my situation, for those that don't know, I had a ficus that was about 3 feet tall in a pot, and I put it out from my front door. And obviously, it was a place where ferns and other things had grown, and this ficus grew down through the pot into the ground. That's the situation that I'm facing right now. And John brought up a good point a couple of weeks ago. Depending upon how close it is to the house, it could be a problem, and it still may be a problem. So I am going to be aware of that. But to your point, Tiger, it's they got to understand what they're. Same thing with the homeowners association. When they plant these trees, and then when they come to maturity, they start dropping, whatever it is, and staining the sidewalk. Well, you should have known that prior to putting that tree in there.
And it's not always a terrible thing.
No.
I love it when you look at a map or you're driving down a road and all of a sudden the road kind of curves. And it's because there's a tree there, and they built the road to go around the tree. They didn't cut the tree down to build the road. And I think that's one thing that people need to remember. I'm all about development. We're a growing, country, and I don't mind us developing, but we have to do it in a way that also is going to keep our environment similar to what we have, and not just become a concrete playground.
Exactly, a concrete jungle.
Yeah,
is what you're referring to. And John's been very busy on that computer. He is having a good time over there.
Real quick, you guys weren't listening to our show earlier, but John actually taught Bryan something about Facebook earlier in the show, which was awesome.
Something I should have known, but yes, kudos to you. And John, we'll get back to your thoughts and comments after the break.
I learned something new every day. But there's a couple comments on Facebook here that after the break I've got to read to you.
Okay, absolutely. It is 60 minutes after the hour. Bryan, Maine, Tiger, Palafox, John Bagnasco, thank you for listening and watching. We're coming right back. Stay with us.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit Mosquito Dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
Investing in the process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. Call 800-223-0092. 800-223-0092. That's 800-223-0092.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
.22 minutes after the hour. 855-424-9825, john@gardenamerica.com. Facebook Live, questions, comments, whatever's on your mind, what's happening. Thank you so much. A lot of people tuning in, and today picking up some new viewers and new listeners, John.
Yeah, and I like to think gardening keeps families together. And we had a comment that from Cheryl, who said, good morning. She goes, I'm thinking this is the show that my brother Steve in Simi Valley, California is always talking about.
And you know what, Cheryl? You're exactly right. Steve's been a long-time listener, and thank you, Cheryl, for being, I guess, a new part of the family.
Well, Cheryl doesn't really need to listen to the show because if she has a gardening question, all she has to do is ask Steve.
Is ask Steve, exactly.
Because anything that he grows or tries to grow, it just goes crazy.
I don't recall him ever calling and saying something died. What did I do wrong? It's always out of control. And again, and good for him for living in such a hot climate, too, because he has some property in Simi Valley, well over 100 degrees.
Right.
These days, yeah.
Hey, Tiger, I've personally never done this. I've seen it done, but I don't think I've ever done it.
Walk a tightrope?
No, Dale says that he's got an avocado seed with toothpicks halfway in the water on a windowsill, and
it's never rooted?
He says, yeah, how long? He said, nothing.
It sounds like a school project.
It is, yeah.
He says, I can never get it to pop.
Really?
How long does it take?
Usually if you do the toothpicks with the water thing, I would say you start to see roots in about 3 weeks.
Does it matter what kind of avocado he has?
No.
Okay.
No. It'll, we've talked about this before, growing an avocado seed from, or growing an avocado from seed is a uneconomical or a little bit unrealistic way to do things because, number one, it could take 10 to 20 years to actually produce a fruit. Number two, you're not even guaranteed a pleasant avocado at the end of that fruiting, when it does begin to fruit. But if you were to do the project where you do put the toothpicks and the avocado in the water, 2 to 3 weeks, you should start to see the little roots emerge, and then maybe about after a month, it should start to get 2 to 3 inches long with that root system. But the one thing I will say is you just need to barely put the bottom of the avocado seed in water initially. If it's halfway in water, you might be rotting out the seed. It shouldn't be completely submerged, but just the bottom part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dale also said that he used to, when he was a kid, that they, in Otay Mesa, that they used to get sugarcane from the neighbors.
You were talking about last week, I think, sugarcane, right? I didn't believe it grew here, and you said no problem.
Yeah, and Otay Mesa, for those listening that aren't familiar, is a part of San Diego County down toward the border of Mexico.
Yeah, it's hot and dry.
Yeah,
I'm
very
really
hot and dry.
surprised sugarcane. I always felt sugarcane was a tropical, maybe just because they grow it in Hawaii. So
yeah, and there's a lot of humidity all the time.
A lot of rain.
I remember being in Hawaii with my son years ago. We were out driving around. You have the ocean on one side, then you have all the lush greenery.
Huge amount of great avocados.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
But what Tiger is pointing out is that it's potluck. You don't know what you're going to get. You could get a great tasting avocado, or frequently we hear stories about people. I did this and it's been 20, 30 years. I still don't have.
And nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But of course, if Steve did it,
everything Steve, most people, they say everything you touch turns to gold. Everything he touches turns green.
Yeah,
green.
I'm certain of that, and it's good to have his sister on with us, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Cheryl, thank you for tuning in and listening, and hopefully you'll make it a habit.
When Marilyn called, she was talking about new things for next year, and how she likes to try all the new things that we offer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that I didn't know, one of the great things about gardening is you always learn something new, right? And no matter how much you know, there's always much, much more to learn. And I just learned about the Bradford watermelon this week. I knew nothing about it.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Well, apparently there was a PBS special on it or some kind of special. Maybe it was on network TV. But the Bradford watermelon is supposed to be the world's best tasting watermelon. And it was thought to be extinct for many, many years, but it's just been rediscovered that the Bradford family, this entire time for the last 100 years, has continued growing it on their property.
And they live where? Where would this be?
They're in the U.S. somewhere.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be by far the best tasting watermelon that there is.
Does that mean sweet? The sweetest?
Sweet,
okay.
Yeah, sweet, lots of flavor, juicy. But the reason it's not grown commercially is it has a real thin skin, so it cracks.
It doesn't ship well at all.
Yeah, you can't put it on a truck or you'd end up with a big mess.
Wow.
So I went to, let's see what the name of that website is if somebody out there wants to look this up. It's called BradfordWatermelons.com.
Ah, easy.
Yeah. And you can buy the seeds online. Right now, they're almost $1 a piece.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's expensive for a seed.
It is. So we've got to figure out
a way to
get this. Maybe we can grow a crop of Bradford watermelons and then save the seed and then offer
Well,
them.
the watermelon
And then offer the seeds.
We'll have a watermelon eating contest at the end of the crop, and then we'll salvage all the seeds.
But that's a good idea,
spit
though.
out the seeds,
Yeah.
but we've got to go pick them up.
Yeah,
when they're
exactly.
done.
Instead of selling the watermelon, sell the seeds and then grow it yourself.
We could sell, let's see, if we paid $1 for the seed, maybe we could sell the watermelon for like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look into that. I'm really intrigued by that, though. It's a similar story to the Marshall strawberry that we sold this year.
Right.
That and that I believe was one of the things that Marilyn bought from us was the Marshall strawberries.
And are those the white ones?
No, that's a pine berry.
That's right.
The
pine
Marshall
berry.
one was the heirloom variety that was really sweet, but again, something you can't ship.
It is almost 30 minutes after the hour. Plenty of time, 30 minutes to go here on this Saturday. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us. Always good to have you. And thank you for tuning in Facebook Live as you check out what's going on here in the studio. 855-424-9825. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, and John Bagnasco. Going to pay a few bills. Coming right back. Do stay with us.
U2 America TV, featuring original live programs created with you in mind. Engage with shows through social media and the U2 America app. America Trends with Dr. Gina covers the trending topics of the day and allows viewers to interact with the show. Sully's Biz Brew is business with a barroom slant, delivered with a twist. Visit U2America.com to find a channel near you. U2 America. Red, white, and you.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
I have to get to sleep.
Tom had a stressful day, and now he can't shut down at bedtime.
Need sleep.
To fall asleep fast, millions of people turn to Unisom sleep gels. They're non-habit forming and quickly help you sleep soundly so you wake recharged. Tom? Unisom sleep gels. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
Are you married? Do you and your husband both have term life insurance? If you both don't, you should. you have a lot to protect. Call now, get a free quote for your husband, and while you're at it, get a quote for yourself too, because you both need term life insurance. Call now. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658. Rates are at all-time lows. We'll shop over 30 top-rated companies to get you the best possible rates. Term life insurance, it's the perfect way to protect the quality of your family's lifestyle. You and your husband both need term life insurance, so call now for a free quote for the both of you. 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658, 800-915-9658.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal. We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who will get the IRS off your back.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Call Tax Solutions now. Time is running out. Call 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166. 800-979-0166.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing ASAP. We're looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to us. And we'll give you our feedback. And if we like what we read, we will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. We handle everything. Editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, call Page Publishing now for your free author submission kit. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call.
888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. That's 888-785-0618.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Every time I look into your loving eyes, I see love that money just can't buy. One look from you, I drift.
And we are back. It is 36 minutes after the hour. Very happy, smiling John Bagnasco coming back from the break.
I was smiling because of the song, actually.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Were you the one that told me why he wore sunglasses?
Roy Orbison?
Yeah.
Well, why did he wear sunglasses?
Because I always thought he had a medical problem.
I thought he was blind.
I thought it was
for
trying to be
years.
cool.
No, you know what it is? He's shy. He, as the story goes, he.
We're talking about Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison, who's singing this song that. He put his sunglasses on one time when he went on stage, and he felt a lot more comfortable. He just always had stage fright, so the sunglasses were kind of his way of feeling more comfortable. And that was it.
Now, the story I told you was about how Tony Aaron used to fly model airplanes with him.
Is that right?
Up in Fallbrook.
Wow. That's interesting.
That he would come down, and I think Tony said he was like... bright white skin.
Yeah.
No suntan.
Didn't get out in the sun very much.
Yeah, had his sunglasses. And
what a great voice.
Yeah, now that song wasn't just Roy Orbison.
That was him with the Traveling Wilburys.
The Traveling Wilburys.
Which they got together by accident as well, because somebody wanted to use, Tom Petty wanted to use Bob Dylan's studio to do something. He said, yeah, sure, no problem. So Bob was there. He showed up with George Harrison, and they kind of got together, started doing something, and said, hey, this sounds pretty good. Let's form a group.
Yeah, and what a great group for the short time they were together.
Absolutely. So, John, you a little smile on your face during the break.
Yeah, prior to that,
we can talk music too. Music questions, give us a call.
Our listeners always, by listening to our show, always find out a lot about us.
Yes.
But now with Facebook, we can find out a lot about our listeners. And Steve's sister Cheryl, talking about the avocado that he grew.
Right.
Remember? So he said Steve started that avocado seed in Spain and brought it back to the States as a full-grown tree.
Wait a minute.
She goes, I think he disguised it by packaging it as a surfboard.
My gosh. This is one clever
funny.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, Steve has sent us pictures of things that I think, if I'm trying to remember now, I think it was carnations that he grew from seed that he got in Spain.
Now, see, there's something else we talk about. I bet you don't even sell carnations, do you?
No, we sell dianthus.
Yeah.
Brian's obsessed with the florist-type carnations.
I am, because nobody sells them anymore.
sells
Nobody
them.
talks about them. When I was a kid, carnations were big.
Right.
Now I don't even see carnation ice cream. That's how bad it's gotten. But I like carnations. Are they white, red, pink? They're various colors.
Yeah, and shades thereof, speckled, striped.
I think we need to bring back the carnation. I wonder if Steve probably has carnations. He probably has. I bet his backyard looks like a nursery.
Yeah, probably. All kinds of fun stuff growing here in pockets, probably like John's.
Yeah, John's obsessed now with what's going on Facebook, I can tell.
Yeah.
Well, we just had a question from Ryan, and he wants to know if we do they listen to the radio whenever they can, and they want to know if we do Facebook Live every Saturday and Sunday at this time. We don't do Sunday, but we do Saturday, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you do hear our show on Sunday, it's a replay. And we just do the Facebook Live. And you can, if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see the last several weeks, you could rewatch a show, an entire show, or
and
listen
the
to it.
Facebook Live is our radio show.
This is it.
This is the radio show.
Right. Yeah.
Right. We're not doing, as of now, we're not doing a separate show for Facebook.
I like that, as of right now.
Yeah.
Well, I never know what Tiger got planned for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Where we don't have to.
I feel more comfortable working with Tiger now. I told you how uncomfortable I used to be because he'd come in, sit over there with his phone.
Right. Now he brought his laptop in.
I'm over here on my computer trying to organize stuff. But today he brought in a laptop. So.
Well, I knew you were more comfortable because you're sitting closer to him. That's how I knew.
We still have a same distance between us.
Any email questions?
This is from Dale.
Okay, Dale.
I've got a Japanese lantern hibiscus from Florida, and I planted it in a 3-gallon squat pot in Ocean Forest, and it's done nothing. Still green, same size.
It just hasn't grown.
Right.
It's got good soil.
Yeah, no dropping leaves. What's up with it?
And what is it again? It's a
Japanese lantern hibiscus.
Right. What is? I'm trying to think. I remember we talked about this last week.
Well, you did talk about it, and I'm wondering if he, because there's the Japanese lantern, which is an abutulon.
Right.
But then you had also mentioned another plant last week with the same kind of name, and I'm wondering if is it an abutulon or is it this other plant that you had mentioned? Because the other plant that you had mentioned is a little bit more rare. Abutulon's pretty common. And it looks like a hibiscus flower, but it's called a Japanese lantern.
Well, it is a hibiscus, but it was hibiscus. It was a different species.
The one you mentioned last week,
Yeah,
right. It was kind of rare, though.
Yeah, except you can get them occasionally, like Monrovia Nursery sells them.
Uh-huh.
And it's hibiscus schizopetalus.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to bring up...
Schizopetalus.
Yeah. Yes, say that 4 times
right,
fast.
Schizopetalus?
Yeah. So I'm going to bring a picture up there so Tiger can take a look and see what it is.
Yeah.
Why don't you hold it up to the camera, John? We can all see it.
But back to Dale's comment about it not doing anything. Sometimes it depends on how long things have been there, because some plants whenever they're transplanted, they set roots before the plant actually begins to grow.
Well, Dale's also the one that couldn't sprout the avocado seed, so you just got a black thumb, Dale.
But I mean, so there's that, but I mean, if the plant overall health is good and it just hasn't grown, sometimes it has to do with season.
Yeah.
Where you just planted it in the season where it's somewhat dormant. And I know that hibiscus right now should be growing.
This is the season when they should be
They
growing.
should be going crazy.
But here's the other thing. The first thing that comes to mind is what size pot did he put it in?
Well, he said a 3-gallon squat pot.
Yeah, but what size was it when he transplanted it?
Yeah.
Because if it's over potted, then you don't get any growth because the roots just continue to grow and grow for a while.
Right.
Then you would see growth after a while.
After the roots fill out the pot.
Yes.
So that could be one of the reasons. But if that's not the reason, Dale, if it was pretty good size when you put it in there, then put some liquid organic fertilizer. Use the Kickapoo Joy Juice formula that Sharon came up with, which was 5 drops of HB 101, 2 tablespoons of liquid organic food.
And there's peroxide in there too, right?
Yeah, and then how much hydrogen peroxide was it?
Oh, just eyeball it.
I think it was like 4 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide in a gallon of water. And that would definitely make it grow. You put that on once a week for about 3 or 4 weeks. Next. This is from Kathy. Ugh. Carnations. Funeral flowers.
She's not a fan of carnations.
Funeral flowers.
They always remind me of many hours sitting at the funeral parlor with my mom when some family member or friend passed away.
Now, see that. Now, next time I see a funeral, I'm going to see if they're still using carnations.
Now, gladiolas always remind me of funerals.
Really?
Yeah. Because whenever you see a bouquet of gladiolas, it's a funeral, right?
Well, it's not just a bouquet. They do those arrangements where the gladiolas are
like
always the tall in the back.
Yeah.
It's the way it's arranged.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was in Bali, it was really neat. I saw this a few times traveling through Bali, but it's customary for if you were to open a new business, the bank, some of your suppliers, other people in the community that kind of would send these giant arrangements to the new business on their grand opening.
Kind of nice.
And so you would see this little shop. It was like maybe a little pop-up liquor store. Some of them were, more fancy and stuff like that. But then they would have these giant arrangements out there, and it was for their opening. And I'm like, that's kind of neat. We've all gone away from sending flowers for the most part, and then also letters to people. But in Bali, it's still holding strong there. I liked it. It was nice.
I never use LinkedIn, even though I have like 1,000 connections on LinkedIn. And apparently, I don't even know what they're referring to, but this last week I got about 100 people congratulating me on my anniversary.
Anniversary of what job?
What job are you referring to? I don't know. I don't know what I have on there.
Well, I didn't congratulate you, so congratulations, John.
By the way, Dale says he doesn't have a black thumb, and the hibiscus was small when he transplanted it, so that's probably it. It got overpotted.
Still setting roots.
Dale, I'm sure you've got a great green thumb, no doubt about it. We're going to take a break, come back, and we've got one more segment. Stay with us. It is Garden America on this wonderful Saturday weekend.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible, too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, so call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London. If you're worried about your parent or loved one living alone, like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service.
Finding an apartment that was on the courtyard with the view of the trees, the view of the ducks, the stream, the creek, all of that was what I needed.
You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. Here's the number.
To speak to a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-506-0320. That's 800-506-0320.
A Place for Mom is a free service, and you can trust them to help you. So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
To speak to a local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 800-506-0320. That's 800-506-0320.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people with credit card debt. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, the first step is yours. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-463-1749. 800-463-1749. That's 800-463-1749. Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number DC 32.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
It is 52 minutes after the hour. Final segment. Boy, oh boy, 2 hours goes just like that. Having a good time. Thank you for joining us, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. Hello there, 855-424-9825. Again, that's 855-424-9825 if you want to call us. Also on Facebook, posing your questions and comments. And then John at GardenAmerica.com here on Biz Talk Radio. By the way, if you do not receive the newsletter, go to our website, GardenAmerica.com. Top right-hand side, just click it, fill in the information, and you'll get our newsletter every Friday. We send it out. It gives you like an update of who's going to be on the show. John writes articles, bits of information. People send in pictures. We post those pictures. It's kind of a fun thing to have.
It's fun, little community thing also as far as the newsletter
You receive
goes.
it, right?
I do.
You better.
Yes. Yeah, but I like seeing it because there's fun stuff in there that is good on knowledge. And not only that, we send links to good informative sites as well. And, you know, it's kind of neat to see what other people are doing.
So that's GardenAmerica.com. And again, top right-hand corner. And no, we do not share any of your information, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So here we go. Last
we
segment,
had a
John.
listener, Nancy, sent an email. It says, John, after many years of finding avocado seeds that are already germinating, when the fruit is really, really ripe, she says, I find that many pretty and or useless glass containers help keep the seeds at the appropriate levels of water. And she said, I started with little bud vases, but found that shot glasses and some wine glasses do the job too. I'm including a photo of my newest vases, but there's only one seed that was thrown into our compost pile this summer that needed water. Yours, Nancy.
There's always alcohol involved.
Yeah.
Well, she sent a picture of, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, almost a dozen different glasses that she's got lined up for rooting these avocado seeds. So that was kind of cool. And then I got a chuckle from Steve here because he sent me a note that said, hello, garden friends. Me and my brother were talking, and between the two of us, we know everything. Get together and ask me the toughest question. I'll answer you after I hear your question.
Okay,
Steve.
so when he says everything, is he talking about gardening and horticulture or just everything in general?
No, he
everything.
He means everything.
Yeah. Everything.
So I answered back. I said, hey, Steve, the only question that I have is what are the winning numbers for Powerball this week? And he sent back, oh, he knows that one.
He's quick on his feet. That's good. My brother knows that one.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Steve, it's good to have your sister aboard, too, Cheryl, as she's on Facebook with us, watching us Facebook Live. Biz Talk Radio, 855-424-9825. Anything else happening in the email world, John?
I see a comment also that somebody's asking about tomatoes with this humidity that we're having and the humidity starting across the nation and different parts of the country. They were worried about tomatoes. And one of the things I don't think people do enough when it comes to tomatoes is thin them out, actually kind of prune them. A lot of people will just put them in a cage, let them grow, and they become these dense balls of growth.
Right.
And then in the inside of it, they get black spot, they get mildew, they even get bugs in there in the middle of it. And people need to realize that you need to thin out that tomato, cut out some of the inner growth, allow for airflow, especially if you live in a humid area, because that's what's going to get disease. You're going to get problems with the fruit down the road. And it's just something you do for any plant in general, is to make sure you're allowing for some airflow through the plant so you don't get that disease problem.
Well, I told you guys that I grew up in Michigan, which was hot and humid. And every year my grandmother would plant about 30 to 40 tomato plants, and they were all staked up. And during the season, you would rarely see leaves. I mean, she thinned them out the way that you said.
Yeah.
And you could see the tomatoes, they're ripening, but she never pulled all the side suckers off. So
yeah,
that's good advice.
I need to do that when I get home. I've got plants I need to thin out. They're just spilling over outside the pots.
Yeah.
Then we have a note from Linda, and she's asking, she said she lives in Reading, and it's 108 today.
Wow.
And
the whole state's is just on fire.
Yeah, well, she wants to know if the extreme heat that we've been having could cause her hydrangea blooms to turn brown. And I don't know about the blooms, because the blooms usually will just fade.
They just fade, right.
But if they're actually turning brown, it could be because of the heat. My hydrangeas, which are on the north side of the house, actually had the leaves burn. I mean, the plant is nice green and lush, but there's burn spots on the leaves just because of the way the sun was hitting it. And it was so hot.
And one thing I've seen in the nursery is that if you don't water them enough time while they are flowering and the foliage wilts a little bit, yeah, you can water it and it'll perk back up. But if that flower wilts, it doesn't always perk back up. And maybe that's what occurred, was that, it got hot,
a little dry.
It wilted, but then it watered, and the plant looks healthy now, but that flower didn't recover the same as the plant.
Not like the impatiens or sun patients do. When they get hot and they kind of droop, they come right back when you water them.
Right. And so that might have been what caused the actual flower. Probably not the sun and the heat, like you mentioned. It probably just dried out for a minute, and then maybe they got watered, the plant perked up, but the flower didn't.
And that said, you should increase your watering schedule in this heat. Whatever you were doing before. You water every day, right, John, almost?
Oh, you know what? The one bed in my house, I don't know what's going on there. It might be the soil is just too sandy. But I watered yesterday morning before I went to work, and then I came home at night.
Dry.
And stuff was wilted. Roses were wilted.
Wow.
And, they perk back up when you water them. But I'm thinking, God, one day, usually a rose you can go 2 or 3, 4 days without watering.
But if there's a hot wind,
you
don't know what happened while you were gone at
be.
home, and it could have been just a little bit of hot wind, and that'll wick out moisture much quicker than just regular sun heat.
Right. Well, our friend Dale just sent a note that says he pulled up that hibiscus and the root ball's the same as it was when he planted it a few weeks ago. So no root growth, and again, it's just too big a pot deal.
Thank you so much
Put it down to a 1 gallon.
Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching us on Facebook Live. We'll do it again next Saturday right here. Same time, 8 o'clock, as we kick things off on the West Coast, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time Zone. Tiger, Bryan, John Bagnasco, Bryan, and Zach, thank you so much. Until next week, get growing, America. Take care.